Flosstube. My name is Mariam. My pronouns are she, her. You may know me as Myromi Crafts on Instagram or Myromi Designs on Etsy. Welcome to my Flosstube. This is a channel about cross stitch. I'm a stitcher and a cross stitch designer, and I share with you my journey with everything stitching. I sometimes share other crafty endeavors, but main focus of this channel is cross stitch. Today we have everything from a little bit of stitching, a finish, actually two finishes. One I cannot share with you, the other one is one of my designs, so I have a design to share with you. Plans, which I have major plans coming up, including something that is related to that pile of whips in the background, and a massive investments or haul or whatever you want to call it at the end, and stitchy kindness. So there's a variety of things to talk about today. If you are new to this channel, welcome. I usually roughly upload once a month, sometimes more often, sometimes less frequent. In the past couple of months I actually were not able to keep up to my schedule of upload. However, I'm hoping that by the end of July I'll be able to catch up and be on a schedule, so we'll see how that goes. And if you are, so welcome. If you're new, please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell so you receive notification when I upload a new video. I also usually notify everyone when I do upload on my Instagram as well, so you can find me under Myromi Crafts on Instagram as well. Also, if you are old friend and you're coming back, welcome back. Thank you for coming back, and thank you for supporting me and continuously watching my videos. Please leave a comment, please hit the like button. I really like to to know your opinions about what I'm stitching on, anything that I have changed, any ideas you have about any of the projects that I'm working on, any of my designs that I share with you. I'll be happy to hear about what you're stitching on and what you're interested in to see on my channel as well. Alright, so let's get started. So I usually start my videos with what is happening in the stitch community. So at the time that I'm recording this is Tuesday, June 18th, and tomorrow is Juneteenth. So I'm hoping, because tomorrow we're off and I have time, to be able to edit this video and upload it right away, which means that what I'm about to share with you is still relevant and you can catch it. And this is very important because this was a very limited edition thing and it's coming back for a very limited time. So our Stitch Daddy, D from D's 20 Stitches, designs, they have been designing, this is I think third year that they have designed this, put together an event during Pride Month, which is June, around queer community and queer joy and some education about queer artists, queer history, as well as some tasks to do. So in years past it was more of like a prompt and you would be stitching on your own project, but this year they did it a little bit differently, and they actually designed a whole pattern around it. And this is like a spot sampler of 12 individual designs, and on monthly basis they released a pattern that was inspired by a queer artist with an education piece about that artist and who they are, what they have contributed to the community, to the art scene in general. And the fabric, there was a specific fabric that was hand dyed by Mislaid Pages, they are part of the community as well, and also a thread pack from Jasmine, from Knitting Nurse Jasmine. They are also part of the community, and they hand dyed those flosses. So and that was on sale in December, and I think the end of December was when the sale was closed down and you could not buy the pattern anymore. Of course, we are all stitching on it, those of us who were lucky enough to get in on that project and bought our stitch along. Now we have been stitching on it and sharing our stitching on Instagram. A lot of people now are interested to join. However, that was a limited thing, and it's not available anymore. As of now, as I'm recording this now, it is open. So they brought it back to their Kofi. I will link it down below so you can go to the link, follow the link. It should be there. You should be able to, if it's within the window of time. So I think it's only open for few days. I think through the end of week. So be very quick about it. Make sure that you go to their Kofi and see if it's still available. And if it is and you have not had a chance to purchase it, please jump on that opportunity, because this is a very interesting and very well thought of and design, and the whole like learning piece is a very important thing, and you're supporting a few queer designers and members of the community. So Jessie, I know they have brought back the fabric that is called for this pattern as well for a limited time, so you can, you know, buy your pattern and stitch along, and also go to Jessie in Mislaid Pages. I'll link their shop below, and buy your fabric as well. And I'm stitching on the fabric. I'm using the call for threads. I'm going to share the whip with you, so you're going to see what you're going to get, what kind of patterns you're going to get. So if you sign up now, you're going to get a basic, like a package of everything that you so far have been released, plus all the learning pieces up to June. And then you'll be caught up. So in July, you'll receive, just like everyone else, an email with the next piece of the pattern. So don't sleep on it. It's a very, very good purchase if you want to support the community, if you want to learn about queer community and queer history and the artists that identified as part of the community. Please make sure that you get in on it and purchase that stitch along. All right, so what else is happening in the community? I designed a pattern that I am sharing now, and this was the thumbnail, so you should have already seen it. This is Child of a Rainbow, or Bache Rangin Kaman. In the middle, it's in Farsi. It says Bache Rangin Kaman, which is Child of a Rainbow. So in Farsi or Persian, this is a term that I recently discovered, that they call a queer community, LGBTQIA community, as children of the rainbow. And this is like a endearing term, and members of the community, Persian queer people, use that term to refer to themselves. Also, when some people want to be, you know, kind and respectful and more loving, when they're mentioning the community, they might use that term as well. And I loved it, and I wanted to adapt it into and capture it in the pattern. Also, I have been sort of become known for my borders. So I decided to lean into it and just give you a pattern that is almost all of it is borders, and then just a tiny little phrase in the middle. So this is what you get. So I went with the classic colors of the original rainbow flag, pride flag, and then in the middle it's Child of the Rainbow, which is the singular term for children of the rainbow. And this will probably be going into my office or maybe join Azad, the Lost Unicorn, which was my birthday release this year. If you don't know, I'm a member of I identify as queer, so I'm a member of the queer community as well. So yeah, so here is my release for Pride Month, and this is available now on my Etsy shop. So if you go down below, I have my link tree, and my Etsy shop is in my link tree. Just follow the link, you can find it. And I stitched the model using one strand of Cosmo. So it's the call for is Cosmo flosses. I am trying to use Cosmo more often, more than DMC. It's mainly because I'm going by being really underwhelmed by the response of DMC to the request by Stitchy community, especially Palestinian designers and stitchers, to acknowledge the importance of a Tetris, Palestinian Tetris, which is a specific Palestinian embroidery. It's a very old tradition, and the motifs, believe me, you'll know those motifs because a lot of those motifs have traveled, and you find them in other needle art, and you see them, but they're actually in fact Palestinian motifs. So yeah, to acknowledge it and work toward preserving it, and do something, since a lot of Tetris stitchers use DMC pearl cotton to stitch the designs. But I was really underwhelmed with the response. So as a result, moving more toward Cosmo. So this is my, I think, second now pattern that I have released in Cosmo, and I'm planning on actually I'm gonna be talking about another model that I'm gonna start stitching pretty soon, and that one is in Cosmos as well. So yeah, so Child of the Rainbow. I chose alternative like center phrases. There is another alternative, so they're like, it's like a pack. There are 3 options. The other one says, one of the other ones says masterpiece, because I believe people who are identifying as members of the queer community are masterpieces, and it's very important to remind ourselves of that, because the world is really cruel and gives us a lot of negative comments, and that can damage our self-worth. So it's very important to remind ourselves that we are masterpieces. Some of us are masterpieces the way we were born, and some of us are creations of our own, and we are working toward becoming more and more ourselves, and all the changes and transformations and transitions that some of our members go through is to achieve that ultimate goal of becoming ourselves. Alright, so, and then the third option says queer in both English and Persian / Arabic. So what else is happening in the community? So this is another release that I want to share with you. I stitched a model like ages ago, but I have been waiting for a chance to share it with you because it's in this little number. So the Just Cross Stitch magazine Halloween edition is out, and if you look closely, this little guy looks like my design. That's because it is. And here he is. So yeah, I got my model back. And here he is. This is Who, and he's stitched on 18 count Aida using black and white flosses, and the fabric is 18 count Aida from TheDigiStitchery, from the spooky collection that they had, and you should be able to find this still. And let me show you where you can find it in the actual magazine. So on page 10, trying not to show you the actual pattern. So it is 96 stitches high, 79 stitches wide. So here he is in the magazine. So this was inspired by an owl that is found in Western Asia. Iran is in West Asia. And so this is an owl native to Iran. So they're very small owls compared to a lot of others. And they're sort of like, if you look up the photos, you can see like they have like these huge eyes. So here it is. And this magazine has a lot of other like very fun patterns. So yeah, in this so there are other couple of like other patterns in this magazine that I think I'm really excited about. This one is by Sarah from Mod Cross, my friend. And just look at that little kitty. I'm so excited. So I'm really hoping to be able to start this in August in preparation for spooky season. I love it. So the other friend who has a pattern in this issue of the magazine is Jennifer from Always Time to Stitch, and I known her from Instagram for a long time now, and we've been interacting and all of that, but I recently had a chance to actually meet her in person, so I'm really excited about her design being published here in this magazine. And it's the witch's apron, and just look at those cats. It's so cute. Yeah, so there are a lot of designs that I actually like in this issue, including this Quaker. It's cute. Alright, that's all that I have in terms of what's happening in the community now. Something that's happening personally in my life is that I'm going on a very long, I said very long, is almost a month, long vacation pretty soon, actually in few days. I'll be traveling, and I'll be out of country, which means that my access to internet will be very limited, and my access to my Instagram, my shop, I'm contemplating on shutting down my shop for the duration that I'm gone. However, since I only sell PDFs, I might actually keep it open, because it's not like you can't, it's automatic download, so I feel like you should be fine purchasing and getting your patterns without issues. So I might just put in a notice on the shop. Well, I'll see what I decide, so I'm not 100% sure about it yet. But so yeah, I'll be out of country. I'm gonna have limited access to Instagram, limited access to my videos, YouTube, and also my shop. So I'll be sort of on hiatus for a month, but you're not going to be able to notice that, because I'm going to have another video coming up in a week that's again related to these stuff here. If you can guess what it is, what kind of video it is. And I usually upload once a month, so before you miss me, I'll be back. Hopefully. Fingers crossed, everything will be fine and I'll be back. So yeah, so that is what's going on. So let's talk about the stitching. So aside from the model that I just mentioned as a finish, I also had another finish which I cannot share because it's a secret project, and it will be revealed down the line. So it's not my pattern, that's for sure. I can just assure you that it's not one of my patterns. It's not a model. It's a project that I'm stitching for someone else. So whenever the time comes, it will be revealed at that time. So yeah, so I had to finish, but I can't show you. Now let's talk about whips. This part will be really quick because I have not touched a lot of things because I've been packing and also been very focused on finishing up my model, which I did, and also designing. So between the two, I did not spend a lot of time stitching since the last time I recorded. But I did some stitching, so let's talk about that. So when I finished my model, I treated myself, because I had to finish, I treated myself with a start. And I wanted to start this new freebie from Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery that is to honor Palestine. And it's the Free Palestine pattern, and the motifs are Tetris motifs. So I started on 32 count. This is a fabric flare, so it's like a printed it's a burnt parchment fabric from Fabric Flare. And here is my start, and I made a good progress, if I say so myself. And I am using a sulky blendable and anchor red. So let me tell you which numbers they are. So the anchor is 0044, and then sulky is 4068, and is this chocolatey with a hint of pink color. Next, I picked up 1 Dozen Quaker, which is a Sal, started by EJ from Sunshine Stitchers, and is this Rosewood Manor pattern, 1 Dozen Quaker. And I am stitching it on 16 count hand-dyed fabric by Mislaid Pages using Sanjo silk yarn in moss. So this is how far I've come. So when I picked it up, I only had this and a little bit of the border. So I decided to finish the border so I know the perimeter of my design, so I can cut the rest of the fabric. And I love how this fabric on part of it is the same color, is a match for the actual thread I'm using to stitch it. So it's some parts you know, my stitches will disappear in the background, and I actually like that effect. And just look at the amazing fabric that this is. It's so amazing. I'm so in love with this fabric. It's so good. Next, I started June's drop for a Stitch for Pride Sal, and it's Frida Kahlo or by Queen, and this is, let me show you. So this is what the pattern looks like. You might not be able to see it clearly, but it's some flowers that are very similar to Mexican style of embroidery, the designs. And then there is a bird, there is a monkey, because Frida had a monkey. And the color is very vivid yellow. And this is how much it's more clear on the actual stitching. You can see it more clearly. So I can say like I'm halfway done. So I'm stitching on this now, and then this is one of the designs. This is one of the projects that I was very tempted on taking with me on the trip, but then I was like, I'm not going to have access to internet, so I'm not going to be able to actually see the July drop until I come back. So there's no need to take it. So I'm going to just finish June, and then hopefully when I come back from our trip, I will be able to stitch July at the end of July. So here it is, and the fabric is 36 linen in determination, hand dyed by Mislaid Pages. You can see a little bit of the other threads, and you can see how amazing these threads are. And it's by hand dyed by Jasmine from Knitting Nurse, and they are mostly a yarn dyer, but so talented. I wish if they could hand dye more flosses, because this is amazing. And that is it, all of my WIPs. So plans. What I'm planning to do is to take a few of my projects with me on the trip. So one does a quicker that I just shared with you. I'm taking that with me, as well as two other projects. That one of the other two is a plan to start that I have, and it's actually a model that I'm stitching. I'm not gonna share with you the actual actual design for obvious reasons, because it still is not published. However, I'm hoping to be able to share some of my progress with you if I ever get connection while I'm away. And also I'm going to share with you the fabric and threads. So as I mentioned, I am moving toward using more and more Cosmo. So the color palette is Cosmo. So this is my color palette. So and the fabric is, I'm stitching it on 22 count Be a Stitch Me in Sunstone, which is this peach and green fabric. So let me do a floss toss for you. So this is what it will look like, right? Here we go. So yeah, so that's one of my projects that I'm taking with me, and hopefully we'll be able to make some more progress. And the third option is a colorful option, because I wanted to take a project with me that I can use more colors, and also it's one of the oldest WIPs that I have now, and I really wanted to be done with it. I mean, I love it. It's not like I'm tired of it, but I really wanted it to be done like yesterday. So let me show you. And it's Tom's Foolery. So I have finished the top half, a little more than a top half, because I actually went down to finish these two motifs, and then I have all the bottom left. Let me show you the progress. So this is what I have. You see what I mean? Like I have, so this is going farther down than the midway. So midway is the house. So all the top half is done. Just look at the craziness that is this design. And I also, if you have noticed, I've changed those two. Do you know them? Can you recognize them? So yeah, I changed Adam and Eve motif into Aziraphale and Crowley from Good Omen. So yeah, I'm taking this one with me as well, which might not be actually, like, some might say, oh, that's not a good choice because you have like a bazillion colors, and I'm stitching it in sulky, and it is a stitch on 20 count Ada in cashmere blue. And that's all of my plans. So let's talk a little bit about Stitchy kindness, and also then move to investments. So the Stitchy kindness and the investments are tied together. So now a week ago, or 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, I on a Saturday, me and Nitya, we went on a road trip, and a member, a guild member, not our local chapter that we are part of, but another, a Greater Lake area chapter member, passed away, and she had her stuff was up for estate sale, and her family were not really concerned about the amount that they would get for the her collection, but they were really interested in making sure that these items find the hands of those people that love the craft and want to stitch on them, and are really excited to have them in their lives. So as a result, it was absolutely amazing deal. Almost everything was priced $1, $2, $3, or $5, and then mostly $1, $2, and $3, some $5, and then there were a few other options, items that are like were more of like a higher values, and they priced those in $10 or $10, $15, or $20. You know, I went to Nitya's house, and then we drove together, and Nitya kindly gave me a gift, and it's all smushed because it was in the back with the investment. But let's play a little show and tell, shall we? So first of all, what is the best gift you can give a stitchy friend? A stitch piece, of course. So this is stitched by Nitya herself. So we go on, designed by, from amazing duo, Dee and Kari. So this is original design by Kari and then charted by Dee. It was part of the Spring Fling box and retreat of last year, and yeah, it looks amazing. And I have already stitched that, and it's in my office, and I really want to turn that into a project bag or possibly frame it for my room, because I think I do like this reminder, and I love this pattern very much. So, and it's very textured, and I just love that. Look at these amazing stitches, by the way. Yeah, beautiful. And then she gave me a bunch of other goodies. So first, a pack of cottage garden threads. And these are those like unique threads that don't have names, or they were off dyes and stuff. And she got me some, she got herself some, and I think she sent some to other Stitchy friends. So, and then cotton and color and cotton in dried chilies. This is gorgeous. And then color and cotton in brandy. These two go together. And the Stitchy stuff, hand dyed fibers and things. This one is cotton floss in chocolate raspberry truffle. Beautiful. A Cosmos seasonal in, is this way? 9009. Look at all the colors. And a piece of fabric flare in iced coffee. And I don't know if it's, yeah, it's 32 count. It's so beautiful. Yeah, so thank you, Nitya. Very, very generous of her. Okay, now let's talk about the main event, which is a very large investment. How large, you say? Let me show you. It's so heavy. This large. Yeah, I had foresight to actually take a tote with me, so I was able to fill it up. Okay, so let me first give you the name of this generous lady who passed away. Kathy Matthews was her name. And yeah, so this was the invitation. And I'm gonna just randomly pull and just show you. So this is the most expensive item that I bought there. This is a full kit for this reproduction sampler, and it was $20. I love these bands. Probably not gonna stitch the whole thing. I'm gonna stitch part of it. The reason why I bought it, though, other than the fact that some of these bands are amazing, so it's a full kit, so it does have the design. I'm trying not to flash anything I should not flash. The history of it, and then here is the fabric, the needles. Are they rusted? No, they're not rusted. And that's a lot of fabric. All of the silk. So there's so much silk here. So I'm thinking about probably just stitching part of it, and then the part that I like, I'm gonna just stitch that and move on, basically, and then use the rest of the threads in other projects. And then there was freebie section as well, so I got these William Morris bookmarks for free. And it's not just bookmarks, I think it's a scissor sheath and pillow, pin cushion. Okay, are these two patterns, and I liked this, but these are like, they came 2-in-1, so you have to get both. And then also got a knot garden, because this is like a special, this is kind of like 3D. So if you look closely, you can see that these trees are like puffy, and not just puffy, they're actually like bushes coming out of the fabric. So I'm really excited to see to experiment with this. And it comes with fabric and threads. Next is the Fancy Black Kids Brooms by Pineberry Lane. Look at that odd witch and her kitty. Then I got this huge Quaker Seasons of Friendship. It also came with Elegant Needle Designs Virtuous Woman Sampler, which I'm not really interested in that. I might actually put that in a giveaway pile, but I was interested in this. Yeah, this is huge, but I really love all those odd little motifs. Just look at that lobster. Yeah, these are like 4 seasons, and you can stitch everything together or separately. So I have not decided what I want to do with that, but we shall see. And then the Drawn Thread Random Thoughts sampler. I was interested in a couple of those odd birds and bugs and that lady with her cat. And then I got these two, which I'm actually very interested in this. So this was my target, right? It's Birds of a Feather, and just look at that flower pot. And then it came with the design company, this one, which also has a very interesting border and a house. Then I got La Di Da White Cat, and it comes with fabric and floss. Just look at those very long hats. And then this is so I'm collecting work basket patterns. So I found this one, only one, and this is a Christmas box, and it comes with fabric and floss. And this one is Golden Pear, and just look at these two pear trees, and it comes with fabric and floss. A lot of these are come at least with one partially fully kitted or partially kitted. This one is Napa Valley Sampler, and I was more interested in this one, which is The Heart That Gives. And I think they come with, at least one of them comes with the fabric. That flower pot. and the scale. There is a tree that is smaller than the flower pot. Also the lady is smaller. Then I got the Paris Cooler JKL. Oh, well, these are the alphabet series, and I got it for the cat. Just look at that cat. And then this is the spot motif sampler. This is right up my alley. Just look at the design. This is by a female worth. How big is this? Oh, it's not that big. It's 181 by 180. That's doable. Famous last words. This is Counted Collection, and I got this for, these are two different patterns. So this one, you can see it. Let me take it out. So these are all little hearts. That's not the target. The reason why I picked this was because of the pattern on the back, which is this sampler, the watermelon. And it's cute. And to be honest, if I stitch that, I'm gonna get rid of all the writing. None of that. I'm gonna just smoosh this together, have this row of birds maybe on top, and then have this, and maybe words of watermelon. Maybe I put this on top of that watermelon, and that will be it. I'm not gonna stitch the whole thing. And then I got this female worth, this shaker peg clock, which is, you can see, this is the part. That's the design. And then a Spanish splash. I love this. And then this one has, why did I pick this one? Oh, duh. So this is another one of those that came, like, it's a 2-in-1, and so this is not what is intended, so I'm probably gonna just put that for giveaway. But this is what I was interested in, right? This is up my alley, and this was picked by Nitya. She knows me very well, so she enabled me very greatly, and she gave me, this is the Victorian Garden. I love it. Next is another set of birds of the feather patterns. Oh, I thought these were 2 patterns, but they're actually 3, and the one in the middle is amazing. Okay, all right. Birds of a feather. I picked it up for this one. Just look at those odd birds. I love this, and the border is very interesting. And then this was on the other side, which I like the little itty bitty motifs. Like, I was not planning on stitching the whole thing, but you know, getting some of those motifs and making it into like little pins. But what was hidden in the middle was this. Isn't that amazing? This is big though, isn't it? It's 182 by 182. That's some amazing rooster. Okay, so I do need to open those bags because you never know what's in the middle. This is another one that I picked for the border. It's Catherine McNeil, Scottish Reproduction Sampler. I mean, the house is amazing. The whole sampler is amazing, but there's no way I'm gonna stitch the whole thing. The color choices are amazing. These people they're blue. Let me show you. But I picked it up for the border, and the border is satin stitch. Actually, look at those flowers. Look at those people. They're blue. Their skin is stitched in blue. So interesting. And they're it's charted in NPI silk, and there is the DMC conversion in there as well. Okay. Oop. And then I don't know how I ended up with this, but I did ended up with it. I mean, I don't remember I picked it up, if I picked it up. And I don't remember if Nitya handed it to me. Nitya, did you hand this to me? I think she did, because of the flower. Right? Yes, because it's a daffodil. Oh, yeah, now I remember. Yes, she handed it to me because there is a daffodil. Just look at that daffodil. I'm not going to stitch this in the, socks, but I can just stitch it's not going to be a stocking, but I'm going to just stitch the daffodil. And then, was there more? No. And then I picked up a few books. All the books were only for $1 each. So this is Embroidered Textile Traditional Patterns from 5 Continents with Worldwide Guide to Identification. So it does have photos of the pieces, and it does have a description of what these are and where you can find those. And these are all vintage hand embroidered. Oh, this is pretty. Look at that peacock. Look at this. This one is an Egyptian. Alright. And then I picked up Oriental Rugs in needlepoint. I do use needlepoint. I use rug motifs for sure for my design. So I was really interested in taking a look at this since, oh, they're actually charted. Interesting. Let me show you one from the distance. I mean, you're not going to be able to copy anything, but it would be interesting for you to see. Do you see? It's so intricate. Interesting. All charted. And they're all in monochrome. The book is from the 80s, I think. Yeah. Oh no, there are some in some colorful ones. Like this. Yeah, I'm gonna waste my time now, but yes, that will be interesting. Then I picked this one because this from Persian pavilions to the art with one stitch. So this is a needlepoint book that borrowed from the geometric slimy patterns that are often are used in tile work and mirror decoration in mosques and castles in Iran. So yeah, I'm interested in taking a look and maybe even, and yeah, they're pretty much, you know, I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I've seen these. Yeah, these are common patterns that you see often, but not in the traditional colors. It's like introducing so many other colors, and this is a very interesting way of looking at the same pattern in now with fresh eyes, because now she used all these colors to stitch them. Interesting. Right? So I was thinking about maybe creating those like coasters, corner bookmarks, and also I think these can be turned into on a smaller scale into needle minders as well. So something to look at. Then I got these frames for, I do have the canvas, like a needlepoint canvas that I got as freebie in one of the other guild, in our guild retreat actually. So I was trying to figure out like a few sizes. I did not remember exactly what size I had, what size the canvas was. So I got a few options, and I think each two of these were like $1, so they're like 50 cents each. So I got those. And then I got a few skeins of hand-dyed cotton in the KNYatns collection. This one is called Harvest, and do I have two of these? Is this Harvest? No. Oh, interesting. I thought two of these are the same, but they are not. Oh, yes. Yeah. I have a couple of the same and then two others. So these are Harvest. And then this one is Fiesta. And each one is, how long is these? "36 yards. And then this one is Marigold. These are single ply threads. Okay. Now the last portion of my investment was tons, and I got a freebie also. So I got a notebook. Yeah, so the last portion of the investment is a bunch of fabrics. So all the fabrics were $1 a piece, which, I mean, and there are various of sizes. Some are larger, some are smaller, and some of them were marked with the count. Some don't have any marking, so you should guess, I guess. So, like for example, I think this is a 32 count linen, and it's not a full fat quarter, it's a long skinny quarter, I think. And then I have this one is Good Housewives Quaker Marriage. This mottled. It doesn't have what the sign that says what count. I think this is 36 count. It looks and feels like a 36. You can't see the mottling, but there is a mottling. Okay. And then I think this is a full fat quarter. Yep. No note. It's linen, definitely. I say 32 count. Natural or raw. This is another piece of linen, unmarked. Looks like a fat eighth. Then there's another small piece. This one is Belfast 32 count willow tree 6 by 16. So this was an offcut that she bought, because that's the original sticker on it. Another piece that has no marking, and this also looks like 32 count linen. This one is Belfast 32 count dirty and 9.5 by 27. So it's a skinny quarter. Or yeah, would that make an eighth if you put these two together? I think so. So that's what it is. This one, I should wash it. It has a stain on it. I mean, it looks like maybe lipstick. It's Belfast 32 count willow green in 13.5 by 18. Or I can stitch on the back of it, because the stain is on this side. There is no stain on the back. So yeah, that was the end of it. Woohoo! So this is it. So now I have to clean this up and put it away so I can record my whip braid. Right. So last thing, please make sure that you use your voice. Still genocide is happening in Gaza and across in West Bank and Palestine as a whole, and also in other part of the world. Sudan is, you know, the past year 10 million people have died. This is not been killed, not died. So it just puts everything in perspective and makes you think about what we're doing with our lives and how are we utilizing our voice and our platforms and the little power that we have. And I know a lot of us think that we don't really have any power and we cannot create any long-lasting impact or have a meaningful, create a meaningful change in any way, because we don't have any powers. But reality is, even in the small ways, those little tiny changes, you know, it has like it just builds up. You know, your little action added to millions of little actions by other people, finally will create change. So I will say, don't give up. A struggle for freedom is a lifelong struggle. It's nothing that can be resolved today. It's because, unfortunately, the systems that are in place in all over the world are set to betray people who are most vulnerable, and to harm them in ways that are in no way just or should be allowed in any way. But they're happening every day, all over the world. So it's very important for us to educate ourselves, and also to use that little power that we have and those small platforms that we have. So there is always a way to bring up Palestine. There is always a way to bring up any other oppressed group that you might be part of it, or close to it, or know someone from that community. It's impossible to go through life and not have, it will be extremely privileged life if you go through your life without having come to contact with anyone who has been had that oppression impact their lives. So think about it. So if you are looking back and you say, oh no, not me, I've never had any exposure to it at all, never known anyone who has struggled at all. If that is your answer, then look in the mirror. Maybe you're the problem. But with all seriousness, pace yourself, but don't give up, and take your breaks, but come back. It's very important to have that in mind. All that to say, as little or as much as you can stitch, I hope that is enjoyable for you, and free Palestine. Bye.